Happy Aloha Friday, everyone. The stock market had a very good session today, and it was a borderline escape velocity move in the NASDAQ today. Once again, surprise, surprise, the final hour was less than amazing, I guess you could say, and we did not close at the high of the day, which is what I'm still waiting for. But overall, it's a solid session. We're 92 points ahead of 5,000, and to me, when a market breaks out to a new all-time high for the first time, that's not bearish. It can become a fake out breakout, but I'm not really worried about that just yet because we got plenty of fresh breakouts everywhere. Most things are uptrending nicely, if not choppily. So it's hard to really get too bearish here. The worst thing I can see is that there's just too much complacency still out there. But overall, according to AAII, there's more people in the neutral camp than there are in the bull camp. And I think it's like, what, 30% bulls, 20% bears, and then 50%, neutral. I think it's somewhere, around there. I really don't give a shit. But it's just something that I kind of keep track on the sidelines. So keep that in mind. But the oscillators, you can see the MACD and TSV below. Trending higher nicely. Same with stochastics and RSI. And we're nowhere near overbought on these levels. So hard to be bearish. Great week overall for the NASDAQ. Not great, really good week overall for the NASDAQ. S&P 500, similar situation. Volume was slightly lower, but overall, another solid day. Can't close on the highs of the day, though, once again. Something that I continue to be a little peeved about. But the TSV and MACD oscillator looks good. The RSI and stochastics looks good. And once again, we're not overbought there. NYSE is now back under a buy operational mode. TSV, MACD, RSI, stochastics all trending higher. Once again, nothing to worry about there. Dow Jones Industrial Average remains neutral. TSV slightly bullish. MACD looks good. Stochastics and RSI look good. So, it doesn't kill me that the Dow Jones is lagging, but it would be nice to see that hitting new highs too. And the Dow Jones Transportation Average continues to do very well. TSV, MACD, stochastics, and RSI is all trending higher now. So overall, everything looks good. NASDAQ 100 is also at new highs, and everything looks good there. Stochastics, MACD, TSV, RSI. The only index that looks kind of weak overall is the Russell 2000. It remains under a neutral condition with the Dow Jones Industrial Average and Dow Jones Transportation Average, but its oscillators, I got to get rid of volume here on the Russell 2000 because it interferes with the oscillator. You can see the TSV is kind of trending lower. MACD 2, stochastics, and RSI. Neither one are bullish, neither one are bearish. Pretty neutral overall. So once the Russell 2000 can break out to new highs and these oscillators turn higher, boy, oh boy, that'll be nice. Now, we did have some full sell signals today. SOXL. Now, so the theory is that when a stock gaps below its low a day on the opening, it's not a new long position. So 141.50 with the open showing below 141 that day of SOXL. If this was a stock, there's no way in hell I would take it as a long position. But because it's an ETF and it's a basket of stocks with really it being just AVGO and SWKS look alike and NXPI, it basically looks like all those stocks. So it's kind of like all those stocks, which they all happen to be perfect speculator quality stocks, so keep that in mind. It was okay buying the gap down. Now, what I wanted to do following the intraday session is the original final cut loss level for this move was going to be that low a day, and then if you really want to be brave, the low a day of 133.70. Now, with the gap down, I believe the 133.70 just wouldn't be touched with that reversal, so I moved half of the sell stops to 137.22, the other half to that other level, and my God, all hell kind of broke loose in Soxil today. Full sell signal. Red BOP, heavy volume, moved below the 50-day moving average in the low a day here, so that's a full sell signal. I did not think it would touch this, but as you can see, it traded below 133.70 today, so I got a pretty shitty fill on half of my position. The other half I got out around 137, but no bueno overall. And then AVGO obviously is going to look very similar to that one. NXPI is going to look very similar. SWKS, it's all going to look similar. It would not shock me if they all become the same stock one day, and that's why SOXL looks similar. But AVGO is a 50% sell signal with it closing below the low a day. not closing, but moving below the low a day of this date and closing below the 50-day moving average on extremely heavy volume with BOP rocketing to a lower level. That's a 50% sell signal. Now what you can do here now is I would personally move all of my limits up to here, the low a day of 115.87. You could, however, still use this level, but even though my original buy position was back here, this stock has been a nightmare. It gave me an add signal here, failed here. It gave me an add signal here, failed there. And now it's failing the overall low here where I had half of my sell stops. So overall, AVGO has been a terrible hold, so I'm moving my final sell stop to below 115.87. But you could also use this low here if you want to do half the order here and half the order there. But AVGO, if it makes a new low, I'm out of everything. And then CNDO speculative stock failed. We got a great fill with the Max Green BOP base building out and it coiling into a very tight pennant formation. It made sense that a very low risk situation presented itself if we went long. It was good the immediate first day, but it sadly, BOP fell, an indication of what was to come. Big intraday reversal here. Did not hit my sell stops that I moved lower to here once it worked on the first day because I believed it could have back and fill before rocketing higher as it did on this day. But it lost even more green BOP. If it would have said Max Green BOP, maybe it works out. But the next day it looks like we're okay, but then, you know, we're just not moving higher, and then we lose our catalyst, BOP catalyst. So then the rule is, for me, is if we don't have many gains from the original date and we have Max Green BOP as an entry signal, now we have yellow BOP. A move below this low a day here would be my final sell stop, but a close below $4 would be my final sell stop on a closing basis. CNDO has done that. So even though CNDO moved below 390 but closed at 397, thus preventing a full sell by the end of the day, if you're using that final sell stop level, with it losing its catalyst, it is completely gone. So CNDO is a full sell. Now we have some new long positions, or one new long position. LEAF is giving a pocket pivot point signal as it starts to break out of this base on base pattern. CanSlim quality stock, perfect speculator scan stock, 5% long signal, not confirmed anywhere else, so can't go to 6% in this strong market. Add signal immediately given by MNST after just getting long on Friday. We're going to buy more on Monday. Technically, our long signal on Friday was a confirmation of the pocket pivot point signal on 421, but we have an immediate follow through at the pocket pivot point signal. MNST is perfect speculator and CanSlim 2% add. ATHM also CanSlim quality stock, perfect speculator quality stock, another back-to-back pocket pivot point signals. Big price move breakout past the old highs. Strong volume and a big surge in BOP. It's been trending higher and stayed green even when it was trending lower. Now each day it gets higher. Hopefully we get Max Green BOP and another update on Monday. And then RAX is giving an add signal. It's a little risky based on the overall price pattern, as you can see. You know, if this base was a little bit longer, it'd be better. But still, if we're wrong, we don't risk much. We're going to lose about, let's say it goes all the way back down to there. We're going to lose about 5% on this position if we're wrong. CanSlim quality, perfect speculator scan quality. So once again, 2% add signal.